Hiyo! I'm reviewing another Island IPA from Trillium, their new series of single-hopped IPAs named after the Boston Harbor Islands. And this series uses pale malt, honey malt, and victory malt. So a little different than the normal IPA grain bill. This was canned on the 31st, so it's exactly like 8 days old. I reviewed the Pedex Island and was very disappointed by that, but maybe this one will be different. It's all Nelson Sauvignon hops, and it happens to be slightly stronger. All the other islands IPAs were 6.8. This says 7.1, which is, I don't know, maybe not quite disconcerting, but just a little interesting that it's slightly different, and also probably kind of cool and honest on Trillium's part that they are telling us exactly the alcohol content, because I know that some breweries, they kind of fudge it sometimes. But let's just jump into this. So Nelson Sauvignon hops, most popular hop from New Zealand. I always get a nice fresh green pepper, almost jalapeno spice from it. Sometimes white winey notes. But the main problem with the Pedex was, I guess it was really dark and it didn't have a lot of bright fruity hop flavor, and it didn't look very nice. Had an abysmal head. Let's see if this looks any better. Of course, this is one of the not very clean glasses, washed by not me, but it's looking a little bit paler than the other islands. Still darker than most Trilliums. Yeah, that is a dark amber golden, I would say. Not quite brown, but Trillium's been experimenting with this slightly darker, denser appearance. The head looks nice though. Head's not bad at all. That's a definite improvement. It's not a bad looking beer. Yeah, I guess it's similar to the Pedex, and then it's got a lot of spicy malt notes and stuff coming out. I do notice the peppery Nelson Sauvignon. Then there's some like peaches and pineapples and syrup in there, but it's like spicy, peppery, but then like, yeah, sweet, toasty malt, and then like syrupy fruits in there. Some people might really like this, but it's just not bright. It doesn't have really fresh fruit aromas. They're unripe, or it doesn't have any of that stuff. Head's still sticking around. But I guess that is still really juicy in the aroma. But just not like the Trillium Street series, which I think I probably prefer. Lots of Nelson flavor in there. Finish is nice and clean. Yeah, I wonder if like you gave me this in an opaque cup, if like not seeing how dark it is would affect my taste buds. I mean, there's a lot of fruity flavor in this. I mean, it's pretty nice. A lot of people get Nelson Sauvignon Blanc grapes from this hop, but I don't know if I'm really getting that. I'm getting great fruity qualities and similar things, I guess, to what Nelson Sauvignon Blanc grapes taste like, but it's not actually, doesn't taste like white wine. It doesn't actually have white grape flavors. It has the non-grape flavors that come from that grape variety. And I feel like their use of victory malt in here is much stronger than their light use of a crystal like C10 malt. It's actually a little bit of right on the edge of being caramel maltiness in this. I think some people definitely like, but it's just different from Trillium. Like usually you don't really notice much malt character in their beers, and they're super clean and super hop forward. And the body's pretty light, not quite seltzery, but not, as soft as some of their other IPAs. It's an interesting earthy. Just like this beer is really earthy, I would say, and with like fruit syrups rather than a freshly picked juicy fruit. Not bad though, but I don't know if I really would want to give more than a 4 for this. The appearance has improved for sure since Pedix. I think Pedix mostly has a high rating because it was the first one in the series, and it's also all Citra. Everyone loves all Citra. Nelson's a loved hop, but a little bit, you know, not controversial, but some people like it, some don't, just like every hop. And there's almost a weird caramel apple note to it. I guess it's coming from a slight tartness and the fruitiness of the hops and the yeast combined, and a little bit of caramel malt. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I guess every once in a while I'll keep trying the Island series, but I would recommend, if you're at Trillium, trying most of their other IPAs. They're gonna have a bunch of really good stuff there. This one's not a failure. They've tuned this series up a little bit since the first batch of Pedix. Maybe the next batch of Pedix will be good. But yeah, I'm not big Trillium fanboying this beer like I do with most of their beers. So, about a 4. Bye.